Welcome to the second tutorial on creation methods. I will be talking about the Revoluton, which is a generalized surface of revolution. As you see on the bottom, the hint create Revoluton from axis and section. So I click on it, and then you have here the axis and the section. Right now the Revoluton is only parameterized by the section. So if you want to draw a vase, for instance, with a circular section, you just select the circle. X disables symmetry. And now if I let's start by drawing a very simple shape with freehand. Okay, enter finishes the shape. So these are all freehand drawings. Now you have a bunch of modifiers. Alt draws an arc, Shift adds a sharp point, Control adds a Bezier control point. So I'm going to start by drawing a vase this time. So just hold Alt. Where you click, that's where the vertical axis will be. But if you just drag the point sideways and then start drawing, then you create this shape like a vase. I switch to Shift. You can switch from Shift to Control to Alt, and it changes the property of the control point. Enter finishes the shape. So you can see all these. Now if I want to change the section, you just pick, for instance, the hexagon, and you do the same thing. So for instance, Alt or Control, Shift is a sharp point, and as you can see, the Bezier control points, the Bezier curves always adjust to the sharp segments or the arcs. Let's put another Bezier. And Alt. This is an arc. As you can see here, we have a hexagon for the section, a circle, and circle for the others. In order to see all these, for instance, I'm gonna switch to sculpt mode, and you see here axis. So I'm gonna look at the axial curves. This is the axial curve, and you can deform it. I'm gonna go into the sculpting details later on, but here is only that you see the axial curve and the section curve, a circle, a hexagon. So these are all shapes created from one section curve and one axial curve. And as I said, they are not, for instance, right now I'm deforming the section, they are not surfaces of revolution. They are not just a rotated profile, but they are something a bit more complex and that give you a little more flexibility on the shape. Or if you switch to axis, you can have these rather interesting shapes made up of the composition of two curves. Okay, so that's about it for the Revoluton. Same thing, you can draw a Revoluton directly with symmetry on other directly on other objects. For instance, I switch to normal plane. I will post a cheat sheet with shortcuts and for all these modifiers. So if the normal plane, if I switch projection to normal plane, I'm going to draw normally, and so on and so forth. If I switch back to a circular section, so I have mirror X and Z symmetry. I can continue to draw. You can add sharp points. And as I said, for the primitives, if you rotate all these objects, the children rotate with it in the hierarchy. So this is the parent, this is its level 1 child, and level 2 children. I'm going to go into the details about transforms later on in order to understand all the pivot details and all these transformers. So that's about it about the Revoluton. Next time I'll talk about tubes, which are the other shape that is created from axis and section.